Hello everyone, we are back in the long dark after, well, a bit of a disastrous attempt last time. Mostly because I just kept making mistakes, but on the bright side, I actually have an editing software now that does what I want, so I don't have to try to keep doing everything in one lump, so we shouldn't have any more short videos that result in just sheer chaos. That doesn't mean that I'm not going to make some mistake coming up here soon. It's going to result in something fun, because we still have to get past the bear. I want to just kind of give myself an overview of what I was dealing with. So yeah, we're just going to make our way, hopefully back to two trappers, I should say. My original plan was to start from there, and things just didn't work out that way because I got turned around. Anyway, there is a plan, sort of. But hopefully being able to edit these videos and kind of splice them together is going to result in better ones. Hopefully. I'm still learning every week. I think I get a little bit better at making this stuff. Kind of take this at an angle because I expect that bear to be there and its cave is that way. And I don't really want to crest the hill and have it right on top of me. I mean, at the rate I've been going, getting mauled is probably about on par, but don't really want to. Kind of been nervous about having to do this for some reason. I mean, it is just Voyageur. I mean, you can get mauled twice, roughly, before it's a severe problem. Ah, yep, see, there he is. Yeah, I mean, you can get mauled twice before you're really in dire straits. I know this because I have tested it. Not intentionally, either. Either we're gonna make our way. I should pay attention. Sometimes there's a wolf around here. Wouldn't that be ironic? You know, I'm so worried about the bear and then I get mauled by a wolf. This is exactly why I did not start out on a higher difficulty, because it seems like when there's witnesses, I just do even worse. Anyway, we're gonna just go around the bear. Thankfully it's Voyageur, so you have to get pretty close before it registers you're there. And even at that, we can just kind of walk away from him calmly. Sorry, he stopped. I wanted to make sure he wasn't turning this way, because I kind of want to grab a few things while we're here. See what's here. Ooh, broken arrow. We're finding loads of those. Okay. I do want to actually mark which cave it is so I don't forget. Where did he go? Oh, there he is. Okay, sorry. He was further along than I thought he was. Okay, he's walking that way. We're going to run up here really, really quickly. And just put a little danger sign right here. Because that's just what I mark bear caves with. It's always what I mark bear caves with. There's really no rule, like you have to use a certain one to cover everything. I tend to use danger signs for bear caves and the hunting area ones for moose spawn, because I'm still learning where the moose are. I knew where they were before the wildlife refresh. And for some reason, it has taken me, I'm still learning where they are, where they could be now. Go over here and grab all these saplings. This is a good stand of saplings. So yeah, so far we're okay. I mean, we've got loads of supplies and stuff. It's just, this is mostly down to whether or not I mess up. This is skill rather than environmental at this point, because I don't know why I'd rather use the bow now. We're really set up super, super well with resources and things like that, and it's not like there's a difficulty there at this difficulty level, and with what we have found thus far. This is just whether or not I can play the game successfully, which is very subjective at times. And, you know, it's like last time when I made that really silly mistake and got mauled by a wolf. You know? Which, you know, it happens. I mean, sometimes I can do, like, really, really well, and other times, not so well. But, you know, this is supposed to be a little bit more of a relaxed, me kind of getting used to talking my way through gameplay, which is really challenging with this game for some reason. I know people do it all the time. I mean, there's loads of videos I watch people who do the same thing, and I'm just not super good at it. See, I actually forgot to pick up that meat, which probably was for the best that I left that, which we can still cook it later. It'll get some usefulness back to it. I don't want to be too reckless. Sometimes you'll get a wolf around here, but it must not have happened. Not complaining though, don't really need to deal with it. So yeah, I mean, we technically need to go back the other way again because we didn't loot the trailers that were at the wood cutting or the logging area, but I'm not super fussed. I kind of just wanted to make sure that, yeah, that's where the bear was. I mean, it's good to know that where the bear is. And, I mean, other than that, we need to plan out our next, you know, what we're going to do next, which I keep forgetting. I need to just take a second since we're safe indoors at the moment and find the notes and actually mark that this one was empty. Before I forget, I can't believe I actually remembered it was empty because we have more to visit. So yeah, I mean, we need to actually set goals for the rest of our stay here, which if I just look at the map real quick, you know, we need to get this other Polaroid to kind of help fill this in. And I have to do this area by hand, but we'll get there. But we still need to visit here. And I guess I missed this frozen corpse there. We'll get to that. And then there's just a little... Oh wait, supply cache. Okay, this is probably not actually even visible. This might actually be a little bit of a glitch for the Tales DLC when this happens, because it won't actually be visible. Like, you could walk over there and here it's one of those ones you'd have to find during the Aurora if you have the shortwave radio and the transmitter repaired. That'll cover this area, which if I remember correctly, this area, wait, is there a map for that? I feel like there is, and I'm just, yeah, transmitters, select. Yeah, I don't have anything repaired, and I'm pretty sure that the mountain, yeah, it covers Hush River and Hush Valley, and then Forlorn Muskeg must cover Mystery Lake. I don't have that memorized. Either way, that's something for later. I think at the moment, though, as I keep saying for goals and then I get distracted, we definitely need to get a few more. We need to get some wolf pelts and get a wolf coat made. Even though we have a really good warm gear, it kind of helps to get to wear either bear or wolf, just one, because it gives you a slight chance to scare off wolves. I don't remember what the percentage is. There's just a chance that if the wolf sees you, it chooses to flee instead of attacking or, you know, starting the whole chasey thing, which is nice because there's times where you can be walking in areas and then the wolf is just suddenly there, like when I got mauled. So yeah, we need to do that just for kind of a bonus safety's sake. It also helps sometimes with timbers, which we're probably going to end up going to, yeah, yeah, Bleak Inlet, there we go. I was trying to think, I knew it started with a B, and my brain was like, yeah, where Fluffy is. We're gonna need to go there because we can get the woodworking tools. So then we can, kind of start making things fancier. But we also don't have to rush our way over there. So I'm kind of like, is it better to do that, or should we make our way to Pleasant Valley and then to Timberwolf Mountain and see what's at the summit, and then in turn go to Ash Canyon and get the backpack? Just because we can, and it's worth going. I don't know why I was thinking we were further along. Like, why is this sloping like that? I was thinking over there. So yeah, we might end up actually doing that. I mean, the woodworking tools will use it, and there's actually a set in Ash Canyon by Miner's Folly, where Boris is. Boris the bear. Why all these things need names, I have no idea, but I hear people say a name for something and I'll remember it, and then I'm naming stuff for my own reasons, and then next thing you know, all the bears have names, all the moose have names. The indoor wolves, they have names just because the community's named over the years, and we've all agreed that's what their names are. I don't know, I think it must just be a human thing. We have to name things. So yeah, that might actually be what we do. We'll go to Ash Canyon eventually, and do that. But I really should factor in that I have a single arrow that is solid at the moment, and I'd really like to have about 8. Is that maple? Looks like maple. We're gonna work our way this way and grab these. I can't remember off the top of my head if I had maple curing or not. And I'd like to be able to make the Travlaw anyway, because the Travlaw is a bit overpowered. And I will exploit that. Because, let's say you harvest a bear or any carcass deer or whatever, and you put the meat and guts and anything that'll attract predators in there, and it loses that ability to attract predators. So you can pretty safely transport stuff, which, if it has an odor when you're carrying it, why doesn't on the Travlaw? But like I said, I will exploit it. I don't care. Doesn't matter if there isn't logic in it. There's plenty of things in this game that doesn't have logic, and I'm fine with that. Just really enjoying how things look. Still kind of getting used to the visual enhancements, which, if I remember correctly, I only have the set on high. It's not the absolute highest. It could be ultra. Because I had set it on ultra and I just didn't see enough of a difference. I think probably because just my system in general needs to be upgraded, and it's just not on my high list of priorities at the moment. This still works. So, I think it still looks nice, and I didn't mind it the way it looked before when it wasn't, enhanced. So, this game has a classic look to it that'll age well, unlike ones where you're like, wow, that didn't age well. Anyway, I think we have a good plan. I'd like to have a wolf coat made before we make our way to Timberwolf Mountain, but we may be one of those things where we just make it when we're in Timberwolf Mountain, because there are so many wolves. But I need to stop when I get to the camp office and see how many arrowheads I've got, because that's going to be a deciding factor. I mean, I do have other weaponry. It's not like I'm not able to defend myself, but at the same time, I only have 8 shots with a rifle, and a revolver's only useful against wolves. Sometimes, it's more like scaring them off with it. I mean, at higher abilities with it, you can do a lot of one-shots. But like every other skill, it takes time to build up, and I don't see the moose anywhere. It just must not be here right this second. Thought I heard a wolf. Hearing things. But yeah, we're gonna just do a quick inventory check. See where we're at. And then probably plan on starting the journey to Pleasant Valley. Which I already have some saplings curing. I completely forgot about those. And we need to go and do the... Oh, and I have all these... I forgot I was going to drop those lights off at Trappers. Okay. So, yeah, what we're going to do is we're going to actually take some stock of our inventory, because I am just not doing a good job of that. We're going to drop all of those. Get them curing. And we're just going to take a second and just place all of the stuff we've been carrying around just somewhere. We can always move it later, because this all weighs something and just shouldn't be carrying it. Just making this place really, really lit up. Don't need to, but we can. That one doesn't fit. Well, it's okay. We'll put it somewhere. Sure, we can have a little bit extra lighting up here somewhere. It actually goes right through that. Whoops. And put that one there for now, and I'm just not too concerned about how everything is at the moment, because we don't have the woodworking tools anyway to really make things look super, super snazzy if we wanted to. So we're just going to kind of stick things wherever they fit. Okay, so that being said, I have a lot I want to keep with me. We're going to harvest these. Okay, we've got 4. Okay, so we have 6 arrowheads, so 7 with the arrow that's still complete. What condition? Oh, I forgot I picked up a second. Hold on, I've got so much to just sort through. Anyway, we have, this arrow doesn't have a whole lot of life left in it, but we have enough feathers to make quite a few. It's just a matter of waiting for all this wood to cure. Which we have enough for, another bow, which is good. Which I remember there's a memento cache that has a bow and some arrows. I just can't think of where the actual message is to tell you to go there. Yeah, we've got quite a few saplings here. Plenty of arrows. Which, I mean, we've got a couple days, which we could spend a few more days here. It's not going to hurt anything. And we have a few places that we haven't visited yet, which, I mean, we could just go ahead and do that. I've ran out of space on my table. Oh well. I always like to kind of stick them up here so I see them, but ran out of space. So we'll just kind of, there. Yeah, just trying to think, because I mean, I want to get to Timberwolf Mountain, but, you know, it's a matter of doing it safely, which it's not that hard to get to Pleasant Valley, and there's quite a bit to find there and loot, as well as, you know, there's so much of the plane crash and stuff like that. Kind of just sorting out some of the stuff we don't need to take with us when we go on this little journey. I just would be happier if I had a few more things, but we might kind of just be, you know, throw caution to the wind and go for it. I mean, it's not going to be that dangerous, really, as long as I pay attention to my surroundings. I just like to be a little bit more prepared than this, but equally I don't really want to have to wait around forever. We don't need to carry those. We don't have the camera yet. So yeah, I mean, we can just go for it. There's really nothing that's stopping us from going for it, other than the fact that I am generally cautious with things. Which we could spend a few days in Pleasant Valley if we wanted to. And sometimes we get lucky and there's a cured birch sapling in town. So yeah, I think we're gonna go for it. I mean, we actually could probably walk there or you know, walk to the dam at least. So yeah, I think we're just gonna plan on our little adventure. I mean, we've got enough of everything. I mean, we're fine. The weather is thinking about doing something though. But we're gonna go for it. We should be fine. Yeah, we're gonna end up walking against the wind of it, but it'll be alright. I kind of want to get moving. Which I remember now I wanted to do. I'm so indecisive. We'll be back. It's fine. I don't want to have to do everything here right now. So yeah, let's start making our way towards Pleasant Valley. Which I really meant to go the other way because we could have kind of done a little bit of pharmacy, but it's alright. We'll get there. That's the beauty of this. We can explore everything and take as long as we want. But yeah, the goal is definitely at the moment I want to get to the summit and then go to Ash Canyon and get to the gold mine and get the backpack and whatnot. Those two things checked off the list are going to help. Plus they're just fun to do. And probably after that we'll make our way back to Mystery Lake. and we'll go into the far territory and get the shortwave radio, which means we'll at least have an excuse to start repairing the transmitters. And we can kind of get that underway. So yeah, we have loads to do. And that doesn't factor in, well, really, anything. I mean, it's a lot of stuff, but we're still going to want to try hunting a cougar and things like that never go well for me, but we're going to try it. I mean, I think last time I figured out what I did wrong, it ended my stalker run I had going. So, I mean, it's a lot of trial and error and learning. I don't know why I'm always so cautious through here, because you don't actually get wolves through here, but I always expect them anyway. But yeah, we have a plan. We're gonna hopefully get there. I mean, there's a lot to see in Pleasant Valley. I feel like I should have waited and actually had pulled arrows, or at least grabbed what was curing, taking it with me, but we're not doubling back. We can always spend extra time at the farmhouse in Pleasant Valley if we have to. Kind of just throwing caution to the wind, I guess. I mean, we've got plenty of protective measures. I mean, we don't have to use the bow. I just kind of lean on that a little more. I think mostly because it's the only option once you hit interloper and misery, so I kind of like to have some skill with it. But we're just gonna be kind of somewhat relaxed about it all, but kind of get a move on. There's a lot to see, and I mean, we really should plan on hunting a moose at some point, and really we need the woodworking tools so we can make a meat curing box, which is always lovely. Okay, that was a deer. I don't know why I was like, wait, what was that? It was just a deer. Saw the movement through the cattails. So yeah, we've got lots. And if we start with that, that'll get us in good shape. I mean, eventually, if we kind of hit a few places earlier, we'll be in better position for when the trapper activates. And we can start trading with him and doing his quests, which we still need to know the location of the other two prepper caches that have stuff in it, because those are needed for that. And right now we only know where the one is. So yeah, we need to visit a lot of places. I don't actually know if the wolf can even walk through there, but I close it anyway. I've never tested it to see if the wolf will follow through there or if it's scripted not to. Because there's certain areas that are open, but the animals still won't go into because they're not scripted to. Probably because they might interfere with objects in that area. Oops. I wanted to put the bow down and I hit the wrong button. That's what I wanted to do. Kind of debating if we just want to keep walking and we'll just sleep in the cave. In between whatever this is called, the Winding River or whatever, and Pleasant Valley, that connector cave. We'll see. I mean, we still got plenty of daylight left. And half our energy. And there's really only a wolf, maybe 2 tops, that are kind of between us and that. That got dark quick. Looks like fog is that fog? It looks like fog. Yeah, it just looked really strange through the chain link. Fog's rolling in. At least we're not traveling too much further, so I mean I can still see fine. You definitely don't want me traveling through the fog with certain areas. I mean, unless you want entertainment. Usually in matters related to Hush River Valley. Someday I will learn that region. Probably won't be today, though. I mean, I've spent so much time and I still can't learn that. Oh well, everybody has an Achilles heel. Okay, there's the wolf. As long as he stays over there, we're just gonna skirt around him. She's walking that way and we're walking this way. Whoop, he's coming back. Okay, yeah, he's fine. He's all over there. Just making sure he's not interested. Okay. For my peace of mind. I don't think when we looked here before, we went down here to see if anything was here. Nothing's there. Sometimes there's a backpack, sometimes there's a quartz. Usually there's a couple rabbits through here, which I'm kind of tempted to see if we can get them. Because then we could just eat them in the cave and leave the hide and guts to cure in the cave, because we'll be back through here. More than likely, I tend to prefer going this way than I do through Coastal Highway. It's more direct for where we're gonna be. I'm not seeing any fluffy bunnies. Ah, there's one. I always feel bad having to take them out, but we need to eat because we're kind of traveling light. I like it more when they're coming towards me. Nope, see, bad throw. Guess we'll have another chance. Coming towards me is so much better. Dink. Sorry, Flopsy. Okay, and there was another one right here. actually a third one by the cave. And that's dinner. We'll get this lit up. I want to say sometimes there's also a deer carcass here. I always do those. I don't know why. I've never actually found them all. I'm just going to take a second and kind of wander around here and see what there is. But sometimes there's a deer carcass, which we're probably just going to go ahead and harvest it, since it's not going to gain feathers being indoors anyway. And we'll already have the rabbit hide and stuff curing, so I might as well make, there's no harm in having a little stockpile of things. Bad. Sometimes I'll get turned around in this cave system. It's okay, we'll just go this way first, and then if we have to, we'll double back. Oh, granola bar. We'll just pick up what we find. We can always drop it. We're getting a fair amount of coal we can just store in here. It's always good to have a few supply caches in different areas. Let's see, that'll lead us up eventually, which is where we're gonna have to go, but not right this second because I can't. I've gotten myself turned around. I gotta make sure that down here wasn't something that I missed. Yeah, this is like where, That's why I always have to double check, even if I feel like I'm backtracking on myself, just to make sure that I got everything. And he's carrying a can of soda and some dog food. That's kind of strange, but I mean, he did freeze to death in a cave. So yeah, it doesn't look like we're gonna get the deer this time. Which I don't think that's guaranteed. It just seems to be here more often than not, unless I didn't look the way I should have. Just take a second. We're gonna just backtrack a little bit. Okay, that's the exit. Just gonna wander this way a little bit. Yeah, we already went this way. Okay, yeah, there's no deer carcass. Unless it's in the upper part, which if it is, we'll handle it when we get up there. But to my knowledge, it's never up there. But there's a first time for everything. Seems like sometimes things happen, it's just really rare in terms of if it happens. Either way, we can just make a nice little camp here for the night. Get our bed laid out. And we'll get a fire started. Which I really should have waited to do that because I haven't harvested the rabbits yet. Okay, we're gonna just call it wasting resources because why not? It's Voyageur, it's fine. Sometimes you just gotta waste resources. We are definitely on the verge of being hungry. Let's see. It's gonna cook up really quickly, so we'll just speed it up and eat it. And we've got about 30 minutes. Okay, so we can do that much and then we'll get the guts. Eat that. How long is it going to take to get the hide? 30 minutes. Got 8 minutes for that. Yeah, okay, we're just going to do that, eat it. And there's 20 minutes left on that, and the extra 10, it's not going to burn in that amount of time, so we can get all of these harvested. And then we'll just go over here and drop them. And they can just cure. And when we come back, we can pick them up. Let's see, what do we have? Yeah, since we're going to have a pretty good sizable rest, we can eat some of the sketchy food. We'll have this soup as well. A whole lot of water, so, well, as much as I'd like us to have. So if we throw a stick on there, that'll give us 2 hours, so we'll sleep an hour and the one pot will be ready. And we'll grab that and set it up again. Sleep again, and we can take the rest of it. I know what I'm trying to... Where is it? There it is. Okay. Going to drink a little more water just to make sure we're at 100%. Because that goes down really quickly. And sleep. It's still kind of early in the morning, but it's all good. Take a second and did I accidentally? Yeah, I did. Okay, hold on. Can I copy and paste this because what? Sorry about that. That was just me not hitting the right button again. Yeah, I can't copy and paste that. I needed to put that in there. I don't know what I was thinking. Anyway, we'll fix that later. River to PV Cave. 2 times rabbit. Or, no, 3 rabbits. 3 times rabbit. Hide. 3 times. It's because otherwise I will forget. Even though I have to redo a few things, at least we have a note that that exists and where it is. Even though I completely filled in the other part that was not what I wanted. I can't believe I did that. I always forget the other set of notes even exists, and like the one time I don't mean to use it, I do. Guess that falls under, that's what you call ironic. Okay, and we are in Pleasant Valley. Let's see, it's still very early morning, it's cold, but we've got good gear, so I'm not too worried about that. It's mostly just deciding what way we want to go, which I think we're going to kind of make our way towards Thompson's Crossing. Mostly because of the little campground that's near there. Because that's going to be the Cougars' territory once that's active. And, you know, if we can just kind of quick loot it, we don't have to, you know, deal with the cougar unless we want to, which I was debating, you know, there's stuff up there too, but we'll get to that later. Which I should at least be ready, because there can be a bear in this area in a cave that way. Which we should be able to get around easily enough, but it's just better to be proactive. Just in case there's something that makes an appearance. So yeah, we're probably going to kind of loot around here a little bit, see what we can find. Oh, yeah, there's the bear. So over there. Okay. Nowhere near us. So we're just going to kind of loot around a little bit and see what we can find, and then make our way to Timberwolf Mountain. So we'll probably see what's in town, and then we'll go to the the little red barn, whatever that's called, and probably the homestead, since we'll be there too. I mean, those will be the big areas. Maybe we will still have to do the plane crash, but then we can do that later. And then we'll make our way to Timberwolf Mountain. Probably won't be all in this particular session, but that's the plan at the moment. I just don't want to dilly-dally too much out in the open, not so much for the wildlife. I mean, there are some chances of some wolves around here. But it seems like Pleasant... Whoa, there's one right there. Pleasant Valley gets a blizzard. The only reason that we are not in a conflict with that right now is because it was going the wrong way and didn't see us. Okay, we're gonna try to go this way because actually right here is the pond I was planning on and I tried to walk past it. Okay. Anyway, slight detour. I was saying the weather on this map, even on Voyageur, has a tendency of having a lot of blizzards. There's a stem right there. Cool, we got a bandage and a stem. It seems to have a blizzard around here roughly every other day. Which isn't entirely scientific, but I thought there was a time when I had a base on this map. Awesome, got a flask and another book. But yeah, when I had a base here, it just seemed like it was blizzarding every other day. Which, I mean, when you have enough stuff, it really doesn't matter. You just go out when the weather's good and carry on. Whoops, we already did that. So maple. Kind of debating on grabbing those. Yeah, I just, if it just kind of would rather not be out in the open if it's gonna blizzard. I mean, at least if we get to town, then all we can just kind of hop house to house, even if it's in a blizzard. So yeah.
I'd eat snow if the hypothermia wouldn't kill me.
Which I'm being kind of reckless. I should at least have something at the ready, because there's often a wolf around here too. Although we see how observant I am at the moment, but thankfully that one didn't see us, but we'll just kind of be ready just in case. Try not to walk into one. We need to kind of go this way if we can. And hopefully not walk completely past the little campground area, which I have done before. There's a lot of nooks and crannies to be found in this region. Sweater, another hunting knife, another book. Okay, just making sure there's nothing. It's still pretty early in the bear's walking route before it's going to be over this way. But no harm in just making sure we don't get surprised. Okay, and we need to go this way. This way I don't really need to get all turned around and end up in the wrong area. Done that before too. So far we're doing okay. Like, if going this way is going to be easier, I can see better. Like I said, I know there's at least a wolf around here. Possibly more, and I'm overthinking it now. But I can see whichever bridge that is there, so we're not like too far off me yet, because I'm taking the long way around. Purely because I can see. Which may not even be enough to spare us from something, but yeah, we'll be fine. At least so far the weather hasn't turned. Which, I mean, kind of like halfway between us. I was thinking we could go to the barn, but no, I think we're going to go to town and loot that. Purely because, I mean, yeah, I'm so far off the mark. I mean, we really took the long way. If we can do town, that way we can just have it done, and we'll just go back. I mean, who cares? It's not like this is a tutorial on how to be the most efficient long dark player. This is just me trying to see how well I can do in surviving with an audience at the same time. Which is surprisingly different, but we'll see. Either way, we have a good plan going. Or at least a plan. And we can get quite a bit of good loot just in a few areas we're planning on visiting before we head to Timberwolf Mountain. Really not in a real rush to... I mean, we'll get there. There's the wolf that's generally spawns in this area, which I might actually engage with him and try to take him out, because I do need... Oh, if he saw me anyway. I do need pelts. Oh, that was our last arrow. Ah, well. Okay. Wait. My water. I need to drink something. Don't need to be losing health over something that silly. Okay. I don't need the meat. We'll just kind of treat it like stalker at the moment and not take the meat. Oh, looks like the sun came out. But yeah, the hide is really, really useful. A few of those and we can make a coat. It's just so pretty. Very cold, but very pretty. Well, not really cold for us because we've got good gear. Just just hop in here and drop off the stuff that causes an odor. Just drop it over here for the moment. Just need a few more pelts then, and we can make something, which we'll have to go to the farmhouse to do that, but I guess I'll wait. I'll loot this when we come back. So we'll just kind of throw everything in here, since that's kind of the best place to hang out. Does make a really nice base. And it's got a 6-burner stove. Then all we have to do is build a workbench, and it's an even better place to stay. But let's just see what we can find in these houses. I always enjoy the process of collecting things. That's probably why I need the higher amount of carry weight, because I am such a hoarder and I just love collecting as many resources as possible. It's really fun for me. Just have to hope that someday we finally get the option to have something that allows us to stack cans, because that would make things take up so much less space if you could stack cans. Or, you know, candy bars in a stack or books in a stack. There used to be a mod that allowed that, and it's, ever since the safe house customization, it's just not stable anymore. Which I can only imagine the changes to code that the safe house customization caused. But I can dream that someday it'll actually be part of the base game to be able to stack cans. Then at that point, you know, you go to Coastal Highway and restock the garage like you're running your own little grocery store. Convenience store, I should say. Which, if you get some money from the bank in Milton, you even have cash to spend. You can break change. There is no wrong way to play this game, trust me. Yeah, we are getting some good stuff out of this house already. I should check. Oh, yep, see, there is something tucked under the bed. Just a down vest, but gotta take it all. And we'll pop over into here and see. Oh, I don't know if I've actually had the body end up here before, which is really weird. So usually over here. Ah, and we did get the birch sapling. It's cured. Yay! We can make arrows, at least a few of them. At the moment, we're out of arrows because we broke our last one on that wolf. So yeah, that's a little bit better. I mean, we're still not as prepared as we should be for what we're doing. But no risk, no reward. Car battery there. We don't really, I mean, we'll need one for the transmitter, but I'm pretty sure it should actually be at the summit, or not the summit, up there by the tower, so we won't actually have to carry one up. But it's good to know where they are, and maybe if we have some downtime at another point, we'll bring them all over and display them, because we might need them for trading with the trader. Because he takes batteries for the recipes. Well, and the blueprints for the wolfskin pants and things like that, which are really, really nice. I mean, at least I like them. It just doesn't stack the scary factor against wolves, but it's also a lot easier to make wolfskin stuff than it is deer. Because, well, at least for me, because it seems like once I get going, it's like a Rambo mode, and I'd rather just take them out than avoid them when I can. But we haven't hit that point yet. I'm getting close. That it's just going to be, once I have a decent amount of arrows, it's going to be all bets are off, and I'll just be trying to take them out all the time. Let's see. I think I'm just going to leave the books alone. Except maybe that one. Don't really need, I mean, they're not going to rot or anything. We'll just grab the clothes and the papers, and we'll be back here anyway because we don't have the memento cache, and I'm still picking up books. I have such a habit, it's like, we'll leave some of that. No, we won't. Lots of matches. Yeah, but I mean, we'll be back, so we can always grab them the next time. I'm just trying to be as efficient with this as I can. What's over here? Empty crate this time. Oh, another book. See, we're finding them anyway. And it looks like, yeah, the other house that actually has us together is over there, I think. Oh, pry bar, but nothing else. Sometimes there's a thermos in there, but we already found one, so that might have been our... And I skipped over the farmer's market, gotta go back. Just kind of be about this way again. I guess I never noticed that little piece that sticks up. I thought it was something, I'm like, is that a corner of a pry bar or a thing of matches at a weird angle? No. It's always been there, just never noticed it with the additional snow buildup. Okay, so the other house is still standing. I don't know why I'm like so cautious. I already took the wolf out. I mean, there's another one across the bridge generally. But it shouldn't be over here. Let's just pop this way and see if that house is in place or if I'm just kind of messed up with things. Wouldn't be the first time. Yeah, it's there. Okay, so let's just see if the wolf's around. I'm not seeing it. Of course, I'm being insanely trusting. I don't even have a weapon out. Okay, well, we'll just do that. I don't hear anything. It's just not here right now, so no complaints. I'm cool with that. At least the weather's actually really good for traveling, and I'm probably going to regret not going to the barn and farmhouse, but it's okay. We've actually got stuff to keep us busy, even if we get snowed in a little bit. got something on us that causes an odor. But it's just one, and considering I didn't see the wolf, there really shouldn't be any threats because of that. It's just more something to be aware of that it's a thing. I mean, at least I wouldn't go walking across the map with that. Got another lantern. Getting some decent clothes too. I'll have to have a little downtime and sort through that and figure out what we need to repair and what we want to wear. So yeah, we've got plenty to do if the weather decides to turn. I mean, I'm hoping it doesn't. I'd like to be kind of quick about looting a few, getting to a few areas, but we'll do what we have to do. Okay, so all that's left now is the little store. Which we've still got most of the day. We might dump everything off and then make our way to the barn. And we'll kind of double check our food situation, so if we get kind of pinned down by any weather there, we're not hungry. Oh, cured maple sapling. I don't find those very often. We might do that. I mean, there's really nothing super risky in our way. I mean, every once in a while there is a timber wolf pack that has the potential of being in one area, but it's really not that hard to avoid them. Of course, I say that now, and then they won't be easy to avoid because they're going to have to prove me wrong. Which it's fine. I mean, I've got a rifle. I've got enough means of getting them away from me if I need to. This is always a little dark and it's easy to miss stuff, so we're just gonna use up some fuel and make sure we give this a good, thorough going over. At least this is one spot that does have the guaranteed matches. They ended up right there this time. And as far as I can tell, it's guaranteed on all difficulties because I found him on misery several times over. At least in my several futile attempts at trying to do that difficulty. Finding a lot of books too. So yeah, we're just gonna we still have to go through the community center and see what else there. But all in all, I think the plan would be to just go ahead and get to the barn today. Kinda hit the major loot areas. Or at least most of them. Plane Crash has a lot.
This will come in handy.
But we'll see what we end up with. printer and a desk drawer. Kind of a weird place to keep it. Collect all the water we can find that's just randomly in places that really should be frozen solid, but we're not going to question that, at least not too much. Festive sweater. Ooh. Finding a lot of rifle cartridges, which is nice. Spares us a little bit since we're ill prepared. Whoops. I already got over here, but I missed that. Places you find cartridges are always straight. Another can opener. There's a recipe card around here somewhere, and thus far I'm overlooking it. Just kind of, I know it's in here. That looks really odd. Not seeing it there. Oh, there it is. It was hidden in the back. Okay. I mean, it's not one we can use until later, but I like to find them when I find them. Sorry. Okay, let's see. I know there's one other thing behind this, but I don't want to spend the time to knock that down because there's usually nothing in there. So let's just take a minute. Let's see, we've got quite a bit of food now. But I guess the real question is, kind of just, do we have anything better? I mean, we have a lot of stuff to tear apart, which, I mean, maybe we'll chill out for a little bit. And we'll kind of process a few things, you know, kind of get this down a bit. And then tomorrow we'll make our way to the barn and whatnot. I mean, there's really no need to rush a crazy amount.
I can get anything right now.
We just There's a few things I don't want to do unless there's a storm in here. Like this. Those and that. And we'll just keep both of those because we can. Doesn't hurt to keep spare socks because you just never know. And everything else we can get rid, clothing wise at least. Got plenty of other stuff to sort out. More cartridges I missed. And we'll just kind of eat some of this sketchy food. Because we'll be resting quite a bit so we can get away with it if we... Oh, I want to drop that. Probably should drop it outside, but it's okay. If it goes bad, well, we can still cook it and eat it. It's just not exactly yummy. I always like to use the sardines as soon as possible. Because they go bad, you know, you can give you food poisoning so easily. And then we'll suffer through some, just a bunch of mostly eating food that's gross. Really don't ever know if the shoes are worth doing.
I'm gonna need to rest soon.
Oh, and it's nice and dark and I can't actually see where the beds are. Okay, hang on. And I'm right by one, but yeah, we'll just chill out over here. At least now I know where the bed is. And we'll just take a second and harvest just a few more items. Which will just leave us with the 2 pairs of shoes we need to take apart, which is fine, we can get to that. So let's see, we'll go ahead and we'll finish that up and just get our levels full so we can sleep and I really think that's just a good stopping point for this particular episode. I mean, it seems good. I mean, we'll do the trek to the barn and the farmhouse as well in the next one. Thank you for joining me for this particular part in this series, and I look forward to seeing you all in the next one.